Welcome back, everyone. It's a very tier 10 standard game on Lakeville. I'm driving the German tier 8 tank destroyer, the JagdPanther II. Oh boy, this one looks tricky. So, being bottom tier, the JagdPanther II is not in the middle. It does have a mammoth 120mm gun on it that will penetrate most of the targets on the map without too much difficulty. Some of the tier 10 heavies tank destroyers might give me a little trouble, like the Jaeger, the IS-7, the E-100, the VKC-201. But most tanks here will care. I can pen them just fine. And I can see we got an SP-1C who's running for it, so I'm running up here to try and get an early shot or two into the enemy team to try and increase our odds of winning. And oh, there's a Waffenträger Alpha E-100. Must shoot. Oh, that was a nice one. Unfortunately, our SP-1C did not last very long, did he? Oh, someone's in front of me. Oh. Object. Oh well. You see with the one shot into the Waffenträger. We'll put another shell out there just in case he's still there. Ah, got me spotted. Great. Must stay low. Hopefully nothing blows me up. And when I'm pretty sure they're no longer spotted, I just start reversing out because they own the middle. I'm not going to bother pretending that my little tier 8 is going to be able to hold there. Ooh, someone's shooting at me. But 6 cents didn't come on, so I think I must be all right. Okay, well, could have started a little bit better, I suppose, but I guess we'll set up, try and help support our guys going to town. Of course, you might notice we don't have any heavy tanks there. We only had one actual heavy tank on the team. That was a E-100, but he's gone into the valley. Okay. Ooh, very lucky there. Managed to sneak that one to the lower plate with the IS-7 for another nice damage roll. Absolutely, this back to the JagdPanther E-100, I'm like, I don't really want to be in the blocking his gun. So I'm trying to position myself as far up the hill here as I can, hoping I can leave him a clear line of fire. Oh, that's a nice target. Nice tier 10 medium. Oh, missed him. Jaeger tried to knock out one of the mediums back there as well. There's something. Really just denied it. Oh, there was a 907 there. I've taken one shot. No idea if they did anything. Didn't look like it. I thought it was still at full health. That's more like it. Oh, and a fire. That took about a third of his health. He's not so happy no more. Oh, the 1095 is also missing a chunk of his health, which is about the size it would be if I scored hit. So maybe I got a hit on him too. Not sure. But our eastern flank is definitely collapsing underneath the weight of tier 10 heavy tanks. And well, JagdPanther II is not capable of outfighting that. So you know what? I'm just like dumb. Normally, I argue very loudly against going through this valley, but I can see that our E4, our E50M, and our E100, 3 of our tier 10 heavy and tier 10 tanks have broken through over here. Well, staying the base is not going to help win the game. So I'm going to try and win the game by helping them push. It's going to take a while to get through here. This is some of the worst terrain in all of World of Tanks right here. You just get slowed down enormously. It's hard to turn. It's hard to really do anything in here. But since the E100, the E50, and the E4 have blown their way through, I figure I'll show up, but if nothing else, maybe I can act as a capper. Well, maybe they push by and keep the other team from resetting us. Behind me on the mini-map, I can watch as my team steadily melts away under the weight of tier 10 heavy tanks. There's just not much they can do to stop them. Oh, they're hurting them, I'm sure of it, but without their E100 to spearhead their way to the city, they're kind of doomed. Alright, made it over the hump here. Gonna gain a little speed. Still can't turn with a dang in this wet, boggy terrain. But now the other team has a bunch. Well, they have 2 tier 10 tanks sitting on their base. And all I've got so far is looks like a tier 10 medium and a tier 7 light to try and slow them down. I don't know I'm back here yet. Yeah, that'll slow down the 6 a little bit. This Bulldog's a one-shot. You see him going, I didn't really want to find another tank back here. Now he's trying to get behind me. First things first, take out the tier 10. And thankfully, that same bog that was slowing me down so much is also slowing down the Bulldog. So I have plenty of time to turn, get the gun loaded, get the gun aimed, and put the Bulldog out of his misery. Sweet. Well, it's 9-9. Looks like the Yagru I was previously channeling is helping, doing his best to help support the guys down south. Looks like they're slowing down that advance, keeping him busy. Here comes the Waffenträger, but he's a nice low health one shot. And E50 takes him out. Alright. Me, E50, E100. Oh, versus E6. Yeah, that brings him down to one shot, unfortunately, I think. No, he did not. He just damaged our E50, but he did not take out. M53 takes a swing. I'm pretty sure I'm about to vanish off the radar, so it's time to start putting some pressure on. Really need that 95 E6 to go away. He's being cagey. He's staying below the ridge line. Me and the E100 now on cap. We're the only thing that might allow us to win this game. That and the fact that there's a JagdPanther 100 sitting on our base saying, yeah, sure, you want to try and fight me? Bring it. Oh, look, there JagdPanther 100 has come back, and I just got spotted. There JagdPanther 100 thankfully just missed our E100. I really want to get number. Oh, already smacks the E100. E50 smacks the JagdPanther 100. Now he's a potential one-shot for this gun. Good luck getting a pen hit on him, though. That's a big, tough tank. Still, there's just we need to remove some targets. It looks like he's there, so I'm going to try and just track him. Or I can kill him. I mean, I guess that's good. I have no idea how that managed to pen his tank at that angle. But through it went. Oh, hi. Look at that. Pretty sure I told you I was about to fire, so I immediately rushed towards this little barrier right here. Now, you should always wreck this thing at the beginning of a match. And that's why. 54, I have E6 just fired high explosive at me. That would have reset me, but it hit the obstacle instead. And as a result, we won the match. How crazy is that? Let's take a look at the post-game stats of that match. Well, that match was 1 in 100, or 1 in 1,000, or maybe 1 in a million, I don't know. Typically, on Lakeville, the team that wins the middle can then usually has an easier time winning the town. Once they've won both of those, they've won the match. In this case, the other team won the city, and they won the middle, and they lost the match, which, what? Just... World of Tanks continues to surprise me from time to time. Still, it was a nice match for the JagdPanther II. I got to shoot at a lot of Tier 10 vehicles. Matter of fact, the only Tier 10 vehicle I did not, that I engaged during that entire match was actually the unfortunate M41 Bulldog that tried to run by me. To, I don't know, escape? Get to the base? I don't know what he was trying to do. What matters is that he didn't get very far. I actually get a really nice result out of this match. 3,784 damage and just over 1,800 experience. If we take a look at the team screens, that does put me with his final tally of 1,208 base experience, right on top of the team in pretty much every single category, I think. Yeah, no one did more damage than on my team than my JagdPanther II. Go figure, Tier 8 tank destroyer, Tier 10 game, still manages to pull things together. Still, the guys going on the flank, the E50M, the E100, and the E50M had a really nice match. E100, probably a little bit disappointing match for him, but he did survive the match. Our T110 E4, who helped lead the way, also did 3,000 on that flank, also did 3,000 damage, and I see a lot of people on our team who put up some pretty impressive damage numbers as they desperately, frantically attempted to hold off the encroaching enemy forces coming through the city. Enemy team also has a lot of impressive scores. Their VK7201K, the T95E6 platoon, their E100, their IS-7. A lot of these guys had solid matches. Alright, the only tank that I look at, I'm like, how did you have a bad match? Is the Waffenträger Alpha E100, who got exactly one penetrating hit that killed one tank the whole game. Poor guy, he must have like popped out and just gotten wrecked the first time he showed up in the city. That actually probably was a big indicator in why it took them so long to grind their way through the city. They didn't have the waffle there to basically smash a hole in the defenses. But just a really bizarre match. I feel like I should point out that JagdPanther E100, yeah, he's down there low on the list with only 1,000 damage, but, you know, I guess that happens. I still can't believe I managed to pen him. I mean, he was sitting there, he was angled, he was side-scraped. I was looking at him thinking, well, I can't actually damage him, we'll just shoot off his track so he doesn't just pop out and, you know, turn my tank inside out with his 170mm gun, and then it kills him. The only thing I can think of is, when I watched the replay again, is he slightly angled nose up. I think my shot went in through the track and actually ended up hitting the base of the hull from below. And there's not much armor down there, so therefore it actually penetrated and killed him from underneath. But at the time of the match, I think my head just about blew. I think my head just about blew off because I was so flabbergasted that I just killed a side-scraping JagdPanther Alpha E100 when he was in full defense mode. I really wasn't expecting it. Final look at the personal stats. Hey, 12 shots fired, only 8 hits, but all 8 of those hits penetrated. Did about half my damage at long range. I think those were all long range shots in the city in the beginning, because once it got down to the fighting in the cap circle, that was all definitely close range work. Amazingly drove out of that with basically no damage taken. Managed to get the majority of the base capture points, 75 base capture points, just 5 short of actually pulling a invader medal. Not how I usually win the game. Heck, not usually how you win Lakeville at all, as mentioned earlier. But it worked this time. I surprised as anyone else, I suppose. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed watching that match. Good game, and good night.